Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. We are now on day 9 of a 12 days of a West Ham Christmas, and I hope you're enjoying the content. There's been some lovely comments coming out as well, so thank you very much for your support there, guys. Today, as it's day 9, I'll be talking about, and obviously I want to know your comments on each of these subjects as well, my 9 years as a West Ham supporter. So starting off with 2011, I mean obviously I've been a season ticket holder for longer than that, but I just thought the last 9 years being the 9th day, it'd be nice to talk about that. So 2011, being able to go to the League Cup semi-final, both legs, home and away, that was very, very good. What a cold day that was in February, going up to Birmingham City. The funniest memory I've got of that day is just coming out of the hotel room. It was like coming out of the hotel, I should say, and me and my mates were about to walk up the hill, and because I don't know if you've ever been to St Andrew Stadium before, but there's a hill in a hill sort of thing, and we were walking out of the hotel, and just down maybe 50-60 yards ahead of us there was a bit of a drop on the hill there, and just saw all these people coming up the hill like en masse, like something out of Braveheart. It was brilliant. I will never ever forget that. Of course, we'll never ever forget being relegated under Avon Grant as well, for that matter. That's going to stick in our minds. That certainly sticks in mine for a long, long time. Beating Watford 4-0 in the August in the Championship at the start of the season. Tompkins, O'Brien, Carlton Cole, Scott Parker all getting on the score sheet, I should say. Especially Scotty Parker's 91st minute goal, if I remember right. 2012, the conga line at Barnsley away. That was brilliant. I love that. Smashing Brighton at home 6-0. Wish we could do that nowadays. I hope Moyes is going to sort the guys out and get them playing the way that they were. The West Ham. Vaz Tay got his hat trick that day. Wow, what a game that was. The Friday night before, the lucky lady I spent that night with. That's always going to be that whole weekend is in my memory for the rest of eternity. The playoff final, of course, as well. A very, very nervy game at Wembley. Blackpool played very, very well. We just played an extra few minutes better football than they did, and that's all it took. Vazte's pretty much last minute goal, and the fantastic celebration from him as well. Who books a player at the playoff final, for celebrating a goal like that? What's the point? What's the point? It was just ridiculous. But anyway, I know it's the rules, but it's the playoff final. Of course, beating the Chelsea Champions League final winning team at home with under Allardyce. Was it 2-1 or 3-2, whatever the result was? God knows how long it's been since we actually properly turned Chelsea over at home. That was an absolute huge for me. Turning to 2013 now, the only thing that really, really stands out for me is beating Spurs away twice in that year, in the League Cup and the first part of the season. That was superb. And of course, turning to 2014, beating Spurs at home. So we beat them 3 times in one season. Absolutely brilliant. Beating Pellegrini's City as well, for that matter. Beating Liverpool and Leicester at home. Those were some great games to watch. 2015, finishing 12th and qualifying for the Europa League under the fair play rule under Allardyce. How was that possible? How could we actually do that? Sam Allardyce being sacked, well, not sacked, of course, but not the club not renewing his contract at the end of the 14-15 season. Bilic coming in for the 15-16 season, of course, beating Arsenal at the first day of the Emirates, the first day of the season. Anfield beating Liverpool away for first time in 52 years, if I remember right. Going unbeaten in September of that season as well, for that matter. Beating Pellegrini City away during that spell. Beating at Chelsea at home again. Just loads of decent memories for that. 2006, beating Liverpool at home for the first game of 2016. The first home game, I should say, at 2016. Beating Spurs again at home. Beating Man United in that fantastic way that we will, being 1-0 up and coming back to win it 3-2. We will never ever forget that night. Never in a million years. If anybody has already forgotten about it, you just weren't there, as it was in the 60s. Even though we lost the lead at Stoke away at the end of the season. We managed to qualify for Europa League for the second time in a row. Fagouli's absolutely brilliant debut for the first Europa League home game before it officially opened. Beating Spurs away in 2017 at the League Cup in Wembley, being 2-0 down at half time and coming beating it 3-2. Hernandez's signing, of course, that was absolutely monumental for us. That was the first time I was ever actually on YouTube, because I did a video for Hammers Chat Forum. So you guys, if you remember that, it was a piss poor quality. I recorded it on my tablet. 2018, of course, the emotional goodbye without it actually being a goodbye to James Collins. Losing to Arsenal, but seeing at that point the new manager Pellegrini's philosophy of how to play decent and beautiful football was actually coming through. You could see all the thinking behind it, as I said in my post-match reaction to that. Beating Everton away, of course, the first victory of the season. What a game. Beating Man United at home again with that cheeky little Anderson backflip goal. Very, very good. The Huddersfield Town game as well, the 8-0 victory. Dean Garner's absolutely fantastic debut in that game. And of course me being there to watch us beat Fulham away just before Christmas. So turning to this year, there's not a lot really, to be honest with you. Of course the 1-0 victory over Arsenal, Declan Rice's goal. Beating Fulham at home as well. Being there for the first victory over Spurs since the Shite Lane was redeveloped. Being impressed by Zonde Silva's debut for the senior squad in the FA Cup against Birmingham City. And of course, not too long ago, also being there for the first time in 17 years that we've been able to beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, even though Southampton have gone on to do it afterwards, so it doesn't really feel big. But guys, those are my memories over the last 9 years as being a West Ham supporter. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you to everybody as of the time of this recording that has got the channel to 1,260 subscribers. Thank you very, very much. It means a lot to me. If we this is being recorded a couple of on New Year's Eve. So if we're down by that, then come on, guys, smash it back up to 1,260. So guys, thank you very, very much for your time. I'm hoping you're all enjoying the content as well, and I will see you very, very soon. All the best.